money comes in and goes out of the business. So it's then easy for you because we know that you still have to take care of other
Expenses.
needs, yes, family needs and so on, children's school fees, even the regular buying and in the house, feeding and so on. So for some people, we have some group, they borrow like 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, and we put them in a group, and they come back with 2,005 weekly. If you borrow 50,000, you pay 2,500 weekly for the next 25 weeks, and then you will have fully paid back the money, and then we give you another 50,000 again. We roll over.
So you can pay every week.
You can pay every week. Some pay every day. We have, well, it's only Fortress that is doing this right now. We have this product that we call Easy Life.
Okay.
And that's what we try to use it to make sure that people cultivate the habit of saving daily.
Okay.
So it's only meant for those who can save daily, what we used to call a susu or a joy in those days. So if you save 500 naira every day, for example, after you've saved consistently for 5 days, and we see that you're able to pull out that 500 naira from your business without having a problem, we then inject like 10,000 loan. Okay. We give you 10,000, which is times 20 of that 500 naira. Okay. We give it to you interest free, zero interest. We don't take any interest at all.
On it?
Yes, we don't
take money without interest in Nigeria.
Loan without interest.
Fantastic.
In fact, a lot of people, when I talk to my bankers, I say, oh, how are you going to do that? You have to pay fees to us. And I say, don't worry, it will work. It's one, we're trying to encourage you to, because you then need to continue to pay that 500 naira and not break. Okay.
But what do they do with the 10,000? Is towards their business.
You expand the business with it. If you're a Gary seller, for example, you have provision store. Yeah. If you take 10,000 naira to go and buy things, that means you're going to generate more profit that month than you've been generating before. Yes. And you still keep doing this 500 that you're doing every day. Okay. So you're saving. At the end of the month, you have extra with you, because we will have just taken back the 10,000, which is your 20 days contribution. Okay. You have 10 days contribution to your own name, which you can plow it back. Okay. And if you continue, we give you that more, and it's completely interest free. Okay. So all that we take at the end of the day is just the 1 day susu that Babalaya would normally take anyway, because we come to you every day to pick up that cash. So that is there. So we have those who do so those ones fall on daily repayments plan. Okay. Then we have the weekly, we have the monthly. Okay. Some will say, I want to pay monthly. Like those who take money to get Okada, for example, they are better off with a weekly plan. Okay. So they bring in some 5,000 every week, and within 26 weeks or thereabout, they paid off for the Okada, and the assets with the interest, and they own the Okada thereafter. Yes. Fantastic. So that is also there. Okay. So once the conditions are there, sign the papers, at least committing that, okay, I'll pay this thing back, and if I don't pay it, you can then take over the goods that I used the money to buy. Then we'll make the funds available to you. Okay, tell me your typical client as of today. It actually just give us a cross view. We have the butchers, the meat sellers. The meat sellers. They usually, when we first started talking to them, they told us that most of their profit is taken away by the middlemen. Okay. Those who have money to go and buy the cows and give it to them. Sometimes they sell, and at the end of the day, by the time they pay back to the middlemen, they don't even have anything left. But when we're able to give them like a 200,000, for example, they can then go buy 3 cows or 4 cows, depending on the bargaining power, come back and sell this thing, and all the return to us is 20,000 every 2 weeks. They're able to bring it out easily without stress. They recycle the 200,000. They recycle, yes. We roll over after they finish paying the first one. And some of them, the testimonies we've had, their children that were out of school have been able to go back to school because they now have additional profit left with them. And consistent profit. Consistent, because they have capital. So we have that. We have those who do supplies. We have the Gary sellers, the plantain sellers, the provision women, those who sell provisions, organizers. We have loans given to organizers. What will they buy? The equipment the equipment that they use. The equipment for the organizers, so they take 20,000 depending on what they want to buy. Because we have this asset acquisition loan that you can use to then expand your business. For the hairdressers, for example, you might need to buy maybe a
dryer
or a steamer.
Okay.
Some of them find out that steaming they don't have and people want to steam. And then some then expand and go into pedicure and manicures, and so they have funds to get those equipments.
Okay.
So we have that. We have the middle class too, who travel. That's what I was going to say. Who travel and go to Dubai to buy things, and they sell off quickly and return the money, and then they go back. We have some who trade with who trade in kerosenes.
Okay.
So they get it into drums and then they retail it in smaller things. So they take like 300,000 or thereabout. We've also had, at least this festive, during the festive season, we have had people come and say, oh, all I want to go and do is buy a lot of RAM, bring it down from Abuja or from Kano, sell it off, and then because we have festival loan, and the way we've designed that, you can actually save towards it from the beginning of the year. If you need a 10,000, for example,
that's for the individual, not the one that wants to do it as a business.
As a business.
Okay. To save towards taking advantage of the festival season.
If you know that your business needs a lot of additional fund injected during that season, because the market, a lot of people want to buy. So it's not like your regular, maybe you sell a crate of mineral every week. Yeah. You know that during that season you might be selling 20, 40 crates, and you don't have that funds, so just for that period. So if you need like a 10,000 to boost your business for that period, we encourage you to save 200 naira a week from the beginning of the year. And so by the time it's about 50 weeks or thereabout, you will have saved a 10,000 naira. We then multiply it by 5 and give you 50,000 naira to do business for that period. And the middle of the following month, when the season is over, you're expected to return that. And when you return that, you then still have your 10,000 naira available. So if you've done that like around Christmas season, then in January, you make extra profit during that period. Then in January, when everybody's saying, oh, things are dry, this, you have this 10,000 naira that is yours. Because you have been saving 200 every week, and most of the time you don't even feel it, because it's the 200 naira that you could just use and not, right. And then you have this 10,000 naira suddenly, so you can do a lot with it. You can use it towards your rent, towards the children going back to school.
That's now the profit we're talking about, not the money that you give them.
No, not the money. No, you have the money and the profit. You return the money and the profit. You will have made extra profit. You return the money and interest, but you have this 10,000 that you have saved.
Okay, which can be towards your personal needs.
Which we give back to you.
Okay.
So apart from the profit you've made on the market, you have money coming back to you from the bank that you have saved over the 50 weeks or thereabout.
Interesting. Are people really taking advantage of this microfinance?
Yes, people are. Some are serious, some just want to. They just think, oh, microfinance is a free fund. Just go and take it and do whatever, like the woman that went to do burial with it. So that's some of the challenges we're having to face. And right now, because it's pretty young, we're trying to sift those who are serious from those who are not serious. Yes, but a lot of people are taking advantage of it.
Give me an idea of your customer base.
Within we're just a few months old, and right now we have about 3,700 customers out
3,700.
700, yes, in such a short time. Yes, so they are there. The market is actually wide, because from the statistics that we have, over 70% of the people at the bottom of the pyramid. We had a meeting in Abuja sometime last month, and we're told there are about 75 million people
that need to be touched.
Yes,
need to be touched with this microfinance. Wow.
We have them, a lot of women who are training children, training their junior ones and so on, and they don't have money. And some of them will say, look, I sell snail. I don't have the capital, so if I go to Benin to go and buy it, because I'm going to buy it on credit, they sell to me what I should buy for 100,000, they sell at 150, because I then have to go and sell and bring it. But if I have my money and I go there, I buy it at 100,000, I sell and make more profit, I return the little to whoever is borrowing me the money, and then I have more, rather than walking to the person giving out the snails on credit. So that's also there. So it would really enable those ones to be able to build their business faster. Because imagine the 50,000 that is going back to the creditor will now stay with the person doing the business, yes. So then she can then quickly expand and maybe get a second shop and so on and so forth.
Fantastic. Are there other things you'd really like people to know about microfinance, or advices you'd like to give or to encourage people?
Yes, well, there are a lot of microfinances out there, and what I've seen is that people went into it for different reasons. Some is just another opportunity to have a bank. So all they're interested in is just the profit, what is going to come out of it, and so on. And we've had a few complaints that, if people are not doing microfinance the way you are doing it, you're just operating like the banks. And I say, no, at Fortress Microfinance, we are not doing that, because it was born out of a passion to help people and see lives change. And that I was doing even before the microfinance thing came up. I was just doing that to help people in my own local church. So because of that, there's that passion. We want people to grow. We want lives change. We want those who are out of school to go back out of school. I have an example of a woman who had 2 children. The husband left her and married another one. So she was the only one to take care of those children. And the daughter in the university was sent home because there was a problem. And all she sells is bread. She collects bread and redistributes. And all we gave to her was 40,000 naira. We injected 40,000 naira into that business. Now she's not only distributing bread, she's added eggs to it. The daughter has gone back to the university to complete her education. So it's a lot of people are out there that need just that little push to help them go through. They are doing a lot. They're hardworking.
They don't have the opportunity, the facilities they need.
That's the thing. So that's group of people that we are focusing on to help them, and then help them create wealth, so that tomorrow they have a bigger business. They are able to add other things to what they're doing. And we do mentoring also. We sit with you. We teach you how to do your business plan, because I got accredited in the UK as a business advisor. And what they do there first is not just to give you the fund. They give grants. It's not loan per se, just to take a lot of people off the door, because that's also helping the government. But then we first do a tutoring. Who are your customers? How do you network? We'll help you to get where you can get your inputs. That is things that you need to sell, where you can do your materials, where you can get it at a cheaper price. So because if you're able to get it at a cheaper price, it increases your profit margin. You make more. So we do all that. So we're not just out to give you money and let you go. We're there to teach you how to do it, how to make more money, even from the little that you have. But then you have a lot of people out there are not really doing that. So if you're really going to go to microfinances, you want to first make sure that they're interested in your business. They'll be able to support you beyond just handing the money over to you. I always also counsel that you capture your full costs, because some will just tell you, we'll charge you 5%, or we'll charge you 3%. And then there are these other hidden costs of rolling over and things like that nobody's telling you about. So if you're not careful, sometimes they tell you it's a 300, it's a 200, and you think, easy, take it, just let me have the money. But if you're not careful, at the end of the day, by the time you add everything together, it adds up. And your profit is not really, you find out that 80% of your profit has gone back to the financier, and you will not be able to expand, do that. So capture all the costs, ask all the questions. When they've spoken all the English, ask them, so at the end of the day, how much would I have paid back? How much am I to pay? All this 1%, 0.5%, 0.25%, just tell me the whole costs. So when you know that, then you can take a decision and know that, is it worth it or not? And then if you shop around, then you can take the best option that is best
available to you
for your business. Yes.
Okay. So basically, these are the keys. There are many microfinance banks.
Over 1,000.
Mrs. Owoso says there are over 1,000 registered microfinance banks.
Yeah.
As we know,
800 and something are fully registered.
Okay.
But there are about 100 and something who have approval in principle, and they're just waiting for the full. So by the end of the year, maybe early next year, will be over 1,000 fully licensed by the central bank.
So it's your right to decide who you do business with. And never act as if you're a beggar, because you are not. Now, even though the microfinance banks will give you the money, they're not doing you a favor. You're doing business with them. They make their money by giving you money. So it's not a favor. It's a business transaction. And once you understand that, then you realize that you have some rights. Shop around the microfinance banks. They all have different agenda. Different people are in business for different values, for different reasons, like she said. I've had people say to me, oh, forget those microfinance banks. They ask you to bring everything, 10%, 15%, 7%, 8%. Check from one to the other. Go to about 3 or 4 different microfinance banks. Don't open the account here. Don't put your money there until you have found out all their processes and the different rates that they charge in the different microfinance banks. Go in and discuss with them. Find out what they're about. Talk to some of their customers. Find out who are those that already bank with them. Find out what their experiences have been. Based on that and the kind of business that you want to do and your own costs, because you see, different businesses have different margins depending on the market. Your business might have a wider margin that allows you to incur more cost than somebody else does. Some businesses have very thin margin, but you need large turnover, which means that you need a lot of capital to sell enough in order to make good profit. When you have found the right one, that you like the way they operate, you like their values, and you like their cost system, then you can open an account there in line with their request. And when you open the account, understand specifically from the beginning what you're putting your money towards. You're not just opening a current account. It's probably better to put the money towards one of those packages that is specific. So you're getting value from the beginning. Because if you just open a current account, the bank gets value outright from your own money. But if you put it towards one of those packages, there's something that you're putting your money towards, even though they get value from your money, but you also get value because you're putting money towards a process. And after that, then you go in and discuss your business with them. Any of those banks that will offer you more than just money would be a better choice, because there's a lot of counsel and wisdom that they can share with you in terms of financial management that you do not ordinarily have. Now, don't forget also that microfinance is open to every person that does not need more than 1 million naira as a one-time loan. Generally, they give under 500,000, but the maximum they're allowed by CBN, I think, is about 1 million. That microfinance banks are allowed to give is about 1 million. Nobody is going to ask for a university degree before you can take money from a microfinance bank. So it's not about what educational qualification you have. It's about what you've been able to do with what you do and how well you manage it and what integrity you have with what you do. So no matter the level of your business, they give as little as 20,000. They give as little as 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. So don't say, my own business is too small to go to microfinance bank. Maybe some microfinance banks don't want to give as little as that. Ignore those ones and go and look for the other ones that do it. Part of why I asked Aramide to be the one to come today is because, I've spoken to her, I know what they do, and I wanted her to come and share based on the differences that I see in their own operation and their approach. So they would give as little as 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, even as they give the more medium businesses 500,000, 300,000. Like she said, somebody that sells kerosene probably needs about 300,000 to buy half a tank or to buy 1 tank or something, sell off the stock and then replenish. They have some people that travel to go and buy some goods to come and sell, they give to them. The key thing is, as long as you need capital injection in your business, for which a bank will not give you money because your business is too small and you do not have the kind of collateral that they require. Microfinance banks do not necessarily require collateral in terms of a property, land, house, no. But they will also, because they're in business and they must safeguard their money in some sense, they will use the things that are easy for you. If you sell bags and somebody says the bags in your shop will be the collateral, that's easy enough. Because except if you are going to use the money to go and bury your father or your mother or remember somebody that's long gone and dead, like the example that she gave us, then you should be able to